Hello, my name's Emma from Balanceworks Yoga. Thank you for joining me today for this awakening practice to awaken, revitalize the body and mind after the Easter break, if you're watching it after Easter, that is. So we're going to start sitting down. So find a comfortable seat, whether that is cross-legged or whatever's comfortable for you. You can always elevate the pelvis by sitting on a blanket or a cushion or something. Just play around with it. It's worth taking a few moments to make sure that you're comfortable and sitting up nice and tall rather than slouching and feeling very uncomfortable in a cross-legged position. So find a comfortable seat and just take a few moments to have a little check-in with yourself and just land here in the present moment, putting behind you whatever's been going on already today. Maybe closing the eyes and taking a nice big inhale. Using the inhale to remind yourself to sit nice and tall, rising to the crown of the head. And the exhale to relax the shoulders. And just take a moment to arrive, sending yourself a bit of love and thanks and gratitude for being here today, taking the time out of your day to look after yourself, to find some yoga in your day. So come to the breath, just notice it coming in and out of the body, traveling around the body as you take some nice deep breaths. Checking in with how you're feeling physically and how you're feeling mentally. And whatever that is, it's all good. So a practice to awaken today. What does awaken mean? What does awakening mean? It can mean all sorts of things, especially in yoga. You might have heard about Kundalini awakening and things like that that are associated with spiritual enlightenment, sort of awakening of our souls, really, and something that's, quite deep and quite difficult to understand for us normal folk who go about our daily business. But just think about just being awake, and what does that mean to you? Being truly awake through your day, truly alive, trying to sort of notice everything around you. What does being awake mean to you? As we awaken our body, we can do lots of movements to open up the body, to create space, and also just to stimulate the body, maybe provoke the body a little bit more, giving it a few challenges today. Obviously, there's so many different types of yoga, very restorative, gentle yoga, which we can include as well. It's nice to do a full range, but today, a few things to give us a bit of a challenge. So really important to listen to your body. And I'll give you lots of options as normal, but if something doesn't feel right, to ease out of it and just find something that does feel right for you. It might be useful to have a block or a big book to help you in the practice today, but not essential. Okay, we're going to start with a little bit of Viloma Pranayama. We're going to bring the arms out to the side and take a big inhale as we reach upwards. And right at the top, we're going to take another couple of inhales. We're going to inhale and inhale again, and then bring the hands down together towards our hearts on a nice long exhale. And repeat. So inhale, arms out the side, sweep them up. Inhale, inhale, one more, and together and down. Let's go one more time, really enjoying the sensation and the stretch of reaching as high as you can, and take another couple of sips of air at the top, really expanding our lungs, and exhale, coming back down. We're going to open up the arms now wide. On a big inhale, take another sip, opening up a bit further, and exhale, wrap the right arm over the left and maybe find the shoulders, just giving ourselves a bit of a hug here. Really enjoying the sensation, the stretch through the back. Just adds a little sway, rocking from side to side, whatever feels good. Allow the head to be heavy. And just find some nice, nourishing movement give ourselves a hug. Then open up the arms again. Big inhale, reaching the thumbs backwards, taking an extra inhale, and then exhale, cross the left arm over the right. Again, adding a little bit of nourishing movement here. Allowing the head to be heavy, just going what feels okay. Maybe turning into a few little spirals, some circles. Just giving yourself a hug, giving yourself some love, just as if you were hugging somebody else. Then relax the hands onto the knees and continue with the Sufi grinds, the gentle circular motion, trying to inhale and bring the chest forwards and exhale, bringing the chest backwards. Nice and steady. Going with your breath, maybe closing the eyes and just enjoying the sensation. Make sure you change direction. Just really noticing the whole of the upper body, getting a lovely little waken up here. It's like a full body workout really, but a nice gentle one, supposed to awaken the root chakra. So extending the legs now to a nice little straddle. You can choose to keep the legs extended or you can bend the knees. You choose how wide they are. And then bring your left hand over the side and reach the right arm up. Just taking a nice extension here, reaching on an inhale. Then bend at the elbow, finding the back of your head. Inhale to open and exhale, bring the elbow down towards your knee. It doesn't have to come too far down. Inhale and open up. Exhale to come down. Just getting a little bit of thoracic mobility here. And then bring that hand down, rock the other arm over, reaching up on the inhale, taking a big inhale, feeling this whole of the side body stretch. And then exhale, bend at the elbow, finding back of your head or wherever feels okay. Inhale to open the chest and exhale to bring the elbow down. Inhale and exhale. Feeling a little twist through the spine. And then come back up to center. Going to keep the legs where they are. You can either bend them or keep them straight. Going to bring our hands just behind us for support and take a little lean back here. We're going to bring the toes together, really activate the core and push down through your hands to lift the toes off and bring them together. So it's harder with your legs extended. You can always bend the knees, but just really engaging the core in order to draw them together. So little toe taps, really active, especially for the quads. Trying to keep a nice long back. See if we can do a couple more. And then the next time your feet are up, just keep them there. You can choose the height. We're going to find a little boat pose. So you can keep the hands down or you can extend them out long, having the legs as high or feet as high or low as you feel. And just take a couple of breaths in boat pose, drawing the shoulders back, lengthening the back. And then exhale, bring the feet back down and reach forward with the hands on the next inhale. I'm going to exhale and draw the left hand back in a bit of like we're pulling a bow, archer's row. Reach forwards on an inhale and exhale, bring the right hand back like we're drawing a bow. Inhale forwards, exhale left. Adding a little bit of a forwards backwards motion, so like a rowing motion. Again, really activating the core here. It's a great one. And then we can bring the hands back behind us. So our wrists are under our shoulders. Bring the feet in a little bit, bring them about hip width apart. And then we're going to press through the hands, through the shoulders, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, really pushing down, and see if we can lift the hips up, seeing what height it comes to. Doesn't matter how high, just squeeze the glutes, lift them up, finding a reverse tabletop. You choose the height, or you can keep the bottom on the ground if that's better. Just lifting the chest. Pushing through the feet and hands, taking one more breath, squeeze the glutes. Lower slightly here, bring the feet together. Lift the right ankle up and put it on top of the thigh, the left thigh. So we're finding a figure of 4 leg position. And squeeze the glutes, lift back up into the reverse tabletop. Very active position, and then lower down, lower the glutes back down, keeping the foot in figure of 4, tucking the left foot in, then rocking the right foot over to the floor, finding this cross-legged position. But if it's uncomfortable for that leg to be tucked in, you can always extend it out. So finding your version of sort of a seated twist. And then reach back with the right arm, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, sit nice and tall. You can bring your left hand or forearm to the outer edge of your right thigh. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist and soften. Staying on your fingertips to get a little bit of lift there, drawing the belly in, trying not to slouch, and then coming all the way back round, spiraling the hands round to find a twist on the other side. Inhale, lift. And then come back to center, uncross the legs, and we're going to come back into our reverse tabletop. So position your hands underneath your shoulders, bring your feet in a little bit here, and just check you're nice and strong and supported and stable through your foundation before lifting the hips, however high feels okay, keeping the shoulders away from you. You can come up and down, or you can just lift and squeeze. Inhale to lift the chest a little bit further. And then exhale, lower slightly here, bring the feet together before bringing our left foot up and popping the ankle on top of the right thigh. Again, another squeeze here, if you can, before bringing the bottom back down to the ground, tucking the right foot in and bringing the left foot down to the ground this time, finding our little half Lord of the Fishes position. And you can always extend the right leg if you prefer. Going to spiral the arm backwards, find the ground behind you. Bring your right arm or hand to the outside edge of the left thigh and inhale to lift, lengthen, and exhale to twist from the belly, the rib cage. Another breath before spiraling all the way back round and finding the floor behind you with your right hand this time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale. Come back to center. Extend the legs out now. Keep them bent and just bring your hands behind your thighs. Going to inhale and just lift our chest, squeeze forwards, drawing the shoulders back, and then exhale, begin to tilt backwards. And at some point you're going to have to pick your feet up. We're going to roll back down with as much control as we can, trying to activate the core just to really slowly roll down onto our backs. Hug the knees in and just keep them there, lifted up. Maybe have a little rock from side to side. Give our backs a little nourishment after all the exertion of that little sequence. Then bring the hands down alongside you, palms facing down, but keep the knees tucked in, point the toes. And then we're just going to activate the core by giving a little squeeze, seeing if we can lift the hips off the ground. Just getting that tiny little lift and just really connecting with your abdominal muscles there. You can either have the legs bent or you can straighten them as you just squeeze and lift and lower down. And then bent or straight, or a mixture of both. Couple more. And then we're going to hug them in and cross the feet and just see if we can continue that motion, but make it a bit more dynamic to rock ourselves up to a seated position. But if that doesn't suit you, just come up to seated, however feels okay. And then just take a little gentle fold, walk the hands in front, and just inhale to lift, exhale to fold, until we can feel a nice stretch down the backs of our legs. Either stay on your forearms or whichever height you're at, just use the exhale here just to melt a little bit. And then slowly walk your hands up. And you can either rock onto your knees and come into a tabletop position, or just come into tabletop, however feels okay. Onto all fours, checking in with your back for a moment, maybe having a little rock from side to side, checking your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, maybe a little barrel roll, whatever feels good, just loosen up the spine. And then stabilize through your right hand in particular and lift your left knee up and just start to draw a few little circles here. They don't have to be massive. Drawing some circles, opening up the hip. And change direction, feeling the sensation, whatever feels okay. And then popping the knee back down, grounding for the left hand in particular, and then going with the right knee, just lifting the hip out and opening it up. Do both directions, just really checking in with how that feels in your back, your hip joint, and then bring it back down. Going to bring our knees nice and wide and our feet nice and wide as well, along maybe as wide as the mat. Come down to our forearms. See if you can flex the feet here into this little froggy position. So that might not be accessible to you. If it doesn't, you can just keep the feet however they were. And just have a little rock backwards and forwards, easing ourselves into this open position. Might want to widen the knees a bit more or draw them back in a little bit more. You choose. You can even choose a bit more of a puppy pose. And then once you've had a little rock, just see if you can melt down a little bit and find a moment of stillness. Taking some deep breaths, breathing through this position, drawing the belly in a little bit here. Try not to sink the back down too much. One more breath. Quite an intense one. And then slowly draw your forearms back, shuffle your feet and knees in, draw the belly in, and then we'll tuck the toes and lift the knees, coming into a bit of a squat here. So hands on the mat to begin with, and just find a squat lifting the knees. You can always use a block or even a piece of furniture to hold on to find your squat a bit more supportive, to get a bit more of an upright position. Or you can even sit on something nice and low, a stool or a block, to get a lot longer back. So take a moment to find your variation of a squat, whatever feels a good enough opening in the joints without rounding the back too much here. Maybe adding a little bit of a twist, bit of movement before finding a still position. Doesn't matter if your heels are up slightly here or your bottom's up. Just find your version of a squat. One more breath. And bring the hands down to the mat and kneel down, bring your bottom down to your heels. And just find a kneeling position on top of your feet if that feels okay. And place your hands, palms down, open the fingertips down alongside your knees, pushing through the ground and allowing the shoulders to really come away from the ears here. Lots of activity through the hands and the shoulders. And take a big inhale, and then as we exhale, see if we can just push through the feet to lift the knees up. Bring our sort of belly towards our knees. So a little bit of up and down. That might just be an inch or two. You might want to go higher. As you go higher, you'll feel this stretch through the tops of your feet and the toes, which might, well, will definitely feel a little bit uncomfortable, but just see if you can find your range that feels like enough of a challenge for you. And then lower down, we're all going to tuck the toes now and sit back on our heels to give them an opposite, a sort of counter stretch. Bit of foot yoga today for you. Take this opportunity to maybe relax the hands, give the shoulders a roll. Feeling a real stretch through the feet because we're activating and awakening the feet. Or you can do some arm circles as well if you like. And by awakening the feet, awakening the whole body really, they're so linked if you think about reflexology. So we're going to go again and untuck the toes, and we're going to place our hands down, take an inhale. So we push through the floor and the feet and see if we can exhale and draw the knees up a little bit here. Lift them up. Maybe the hips come up. Maybe they don't. Or you can always completely untuck the toes here if you've got any issues with the toes or feet where this might not be a good idea. And then come back down. Hands down. We're going to come into a down dog now. So tuck the toes, lift the hips up and give our legs and feet a well-deserved stretch. It's going to feel really lovely now. Pedal the knees, pedal the feet. A bit of a twist, push through the hands. See if we can bend the knees and bringing our belly and chest a little bit lower, lifting the hips up, drawing backwards, the hips backwards. A little yes and no with the head. I'm going to bring the feet a little bit closer together and inhale, lift the right leg up if you've got space, and start a few little hip circles again. Taking care not to knock any plants over. And change direction. Just a similar thing to what we did in tabletop. And then we're going to inhale, reach that leg long, and then exhale, draw it in and bring the foot to the outer edge of the right hand, right foot in, and then lower the back, the left knee, and find our lizard lunge. You can either stay on fingertips or use a block here to create a bit of height as we inhale and just push the chest forwards. Tuck the back toes. And exhale, lift the back knee, coming into a bit of a fold. And then come back down. Inhale, draw the chest forwards. Press through your hands or come up to a block here, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and step forwards, coming back into our squat. We're coming into a slightly higher squat, an active squat where we can come halfway, take a little bend in the knees, either bring the arms forwards or you can take your hands to the outer edge of your knees and squeeze, really push the knees against the hands to really have an active lower body here. Reaching forwards, taking a couple of breaths before rising up, bringing your hands to heart center. Taking a moment just to check in how we feel, have a little sway or just get your bearings. I often get a little bit dizzy when I rise up to standing, so just take a moment here just to ease things off. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. Inhale, reach. Maybe a little back bend, and then exhale, bring the hands down. We're going to lower back into our squat, our active squat. Really reaching forwards, just checking in with the tailbone to check you've got a long back. And then bring the hands down. Going to step back into a plank. Or you can bring the knees down to a half plank. Whichever one you're in, just draw the belly in, lower the hips, have a little rock if that feels good. And then lower your bellies down, to the mat, untuck the toes, keep the arms where they are, and just think about using your back to lift the chest. So try not to push through the hands too much here using the shoulders. Just lift with using your back and your chest. You can even lift the hands off the mat here just to check that you're not really relying on them to lift up here. So just try and engage the back as you lift and then lower down. Let's tuck the toes and push the hips back up and come back into our downward facing dog. Take some deep breaths, bring the feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg, reach, lift, and draw some circles with the knee. Either direction, just seeing what feels okay here. Inhale to reach, and exhale, come up on your toes and draw the knee forwards and to the left side of the left hand. For lizard lunge, bring the back knee down. And just have a little rock here. You can come a bit more upright by using a block, whichever way up feels good. Just trying to keep a nice long back, lengthening the back. And inhale, lifting the chest forwards. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, maybe step the foot in a little bit here just for a bit of a fold. Exhale. Bring the hands back down to the mat and lower the back knee back into lizard. Having a little rock, that feels good. Inhale, lift the chest, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and step the right foot to the outer edge of the right hand. Lift up, coming into an active squat, trying to lengthen the back, sitting down with the hips. Active legs before we reach forward to the hands. Active core, pushing through the feet. Inhale, lift up, bring the hands to our hearts. Again, take a moment, take a couple of big breaths here. Checking in with any sensations in the body. Sweep the arms up, inhale, and exhale. We're going to sit back down through into our almost goddess squat. We're here. You can either have the arms reaching out or you can bring them to your hips, whichever feels okay. And then bring the hands to the floor, step back into a plank. Either half plank, knees down, or full plank. Couple of breaths. And you can either lower down the mat as you usually do, or you can rock forwards, roll onto your toes and lower the hips down, coming into more of an upward facing dog, just as a different option. Whichever position you're in, we're going to exhale and draw the hips back, coming back into downward dog. Lengthen the back, push the floor away. Big breath. And walk the feet together. Inhale, reach the right foot up, reach. Exhale, draw the knee in. We're going to step the foot forwards. You can help it through. Reach the left fingertips forwards and pivot on the back foot. Bring the left heel down and spiral our hands up and come into warrior two. So we're drawing a big circle to open our bodies up to the left side of the mat. Pelvis facing the side. Checking that you've got nice active legs here. But trying to just give the arms a little rest for a moment if you want to keep them down. While we check in with our legs and then bring the arms in, trying to keep them nice and light. Going to inhale, reach up, straighten the front knee, and then bend the back knee, lowering down into Skandasana. Don't have to come too low before pushing through and coming all the way up again, opening up into warrior two. Bend the front knee. Inhale up, exhale, bend the back knee, coming down into a squat. If you do come low down, you're going to have to power yourself all the way back up. And bend the front knee back into warrior two. Inhale up, exhale down. If you do come down and your heel comes off the floor, you might need to push yourself up using your hands or use your core. Last time coming down, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat and walk our hands to the front of the mat where we will come back to this position. We can either step our right foot back into a plank here, or you can just bring the knee down to the right knee to the mat. We're going to come into a side plank. So you're going to bring the weight through your right hand, pivot on your, create a kind of kickstand with your right knee, lifting your left arm up, reaching up. So that's the half side plank, or you can do the whole thing with both legs extended, coming to a full side plank, either feet stacked or feet sort of staggered. You choose, but whichever one, pushing the ground away, reaching up, lifting the hips. Taking one more breath before bringing the left hand back down, bringing the knees down and sitting back in a child's pose. Take a big breath here and just try and soften, relax. Inhale, expand the back. Exhale, feel heavy and just soften in between the efforts. You can have the arms long or bring them alongside the body, allowing the hands to be heavy, the palms facing up. And just take time to find a comfortable position. You can have your head on a block or a cushion or forehead to the ground. Just enjoy the nourishing feeling of this pose, knowing you can come back to it at any time to feel calm and relaxed. Bring the hands under the shoulders and slowly roll up. Take a little roll of the shoulders. Big inhale. And then we will be coming back to a downward facing dog to give the body a nice stretch out, pushing the hips up into the air, pushing down with the hands. Have a little pet of the legs. And walk the feet a bit close together. Lift the left leg up, reaching high, getting a nice extension with the toes, and then draw the knee in, come up on your toes and step the foot forwards, pivoting on the back foot, bringing the back heel down and reaching the right hand all the way around to spiral into warrior two. And just check in with your legs. Getting a little bit muddled up with my direction here, apologies. As we bend into the front knee, that's our left knee, and straighten the right one. You can bring the arms up, make sure they're nice and relaxed but active fingertips. Bend in the front knee. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the front knee and bend the back knee. Bring the hands down into prayer position, coming down into a Skandasana. Inhale, rise back up through into warrior two, bend the front knee. Inhale up, exhale down, bending the back knee. So the opposite each time. If you come down, your heel comes up, you might need to push down the ground to power yourself back up to the top and sink down into warrior two. Inhale up one more time, bend the back knee, bring the hands down to the mat this time and walk forwards to the front of the mat, pivoting to the front. And we're going to step the left foot back, either come to a full plank or bring the knee down to the mat. So you've got two options here. We're going to turn into a side plank. So whether your legs are in full plank or your knee is down, you're going to pivot on the foot. You can create a kickstand with your left knee and lift the left arm up, just reaching up. Sorry, kickstand with your right knee, or come into a full side plank. Either way, lifting the hips up, reaching up with the fingertips before bringing it back down, coming down onto your knees and finding a nice little child's pose here. You can widen the knees to come a bit lower, or we can keep them closer together. Big inhale and exhale. Slowly lift up here. Keep the right arm extended. Thread the left arm through, coming into a thread the needle. You can either keep the hips low or keep them higher up here, using the exhale just to relax into this stretch. Lift up slightly. You can use a cushion if that helps. Prop your head up if you can't come as low. But finding a position that's comfortable for you. Slide the right arm in, unthread the left arm. And then we'll take it to the other side. We're going to reach with the left arm and thread the right arm underneath. Bring your head again down to the mat or to a cushion. If you're at home doing this, just as many cushions as you need around you. They're very useful for your practice at home. Just taking these moments to check in with how you're feeling, different sensations through the body, and taking some lovely, deep, restorative breaths. Slowly slide the left hand in, unthread the right. Then we're going to come onto our bottoms, bringing the feet out in front of you, bring them together, finding a nice little diamond pose. You don't have to be too bunched in here, just easing it out a little bit and sliding the hands down to wherever feels comfortable. Take an inhale to lift and an exhale just to fold down wherever feels comfortable. Hands can come to the ankles or feet, thinking more about the length in your back rather than how low you can get. Take a couple of breaths to get yourself here. Inhale and exhale. You can use a block, cushion, blanket, or a combination of both to prop yourself on if that feels comfortable, so you can truly relax around it. Find what feels good. Experiment and try different things. Another deep breath. Slowly bring yourself back up. Bring the knees in. Holding behind the thighs, we're just going to activate the core and see if we can slowly roll down again. If that feels okay with you, you can always support yourself with the hands behind, but just find that little roll down, bringing the feet up when you need to, gently with control. And once you're there, rocking the knees from side to side, hugging them in, giving them back a well-deserved massage, maybe drawing some circles with the knees in and out. Taking this time to tune into your body and what it needs. And normally it has a way of telling you, and it's normally right. So follow its lead. Going to bring the feet down to the mat, nice and wide. Allow the knees just to fall in and touch, to lengthen the back slightly here. Bring the hands to the belly or the heart or the rib cage, somewhere where you can really feel your front body expand with each breath. We're going to do a bit of the Viloma pranayama on the exhale this time, as it's nice and relaxing. So we'll take a big inhale in, expanding the belly and the rib cage. And as we exhale, we'll exhale in steps. We're going to exhale, 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 just allowing your back to really nestle into the ground. Take a big inhale and exhale, exhale, exhale. One more big inhale. Expand and Feeling that back become flush with the ground. One more inhale. And exhale in sips. Relax the arms alongside you. You can keep the knees bent, or you can extend one leg and the other. Finding a comfortable position for Shavasana, this important time, which is so easy to skip when we've got a busy schedule, but it's so important to take this time just to check in and slow down and be with ourselves. And just take a moment to feel the different sensations through the body. Notice the natural ebb and flow of your breath. Notice any pulsations or tingling. Notice what it feels like to be fully awake, aware, and alive. What does it feel like to move through your day feeling awake and alive? Just allow yourself to feel heavy and relaxed, with this sense of calmness and peace around you, knowing that this calmness and peace is available to you at any time you need, wherever you are, just coming back to the breath. Take as long as you need here right now. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.